Rob.
Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rebellion. We are counting down the days till Star Wars The Force Awakens. Guess what, folks? Today is Wednesday, December 16th, 2 days away. But if you live in the UK, somebody like a good friend of ours, Stu Murray 47, by the time that you're seeing this review, he has already finished watching the movie. Can you believe it? He now lives in that universe of, I've already seen Star Wars. So in honor of that, I thought I would review a Star Wars Black Series figure from The Force Awakens. The third and, well, I should say final, but the three main characters of the new characters. This is, of course, Rey in her Jakku outfit. And I'm assuming there's probably going to be another figure of her somewhere down the line, I would guess. And, of course, BB-8 is in here. I'm one of those people, if I look at a figure and I'm like, oh, do I want it? Do I not want it? I hid this one Thanksgiving Day weekend. Actually, the week before Thanksgiving. So she survived Black Friday, and I kind of hit her with a bunch of other Star Wars stuff that nobody's buying in the back part of the peg, and had $20 extra, and I talked myself into it because I thought, I already had Finn. I already had Poe with the Riot Trooper, so I've got to have Rey. And she comes with BB-8. How cool is that? So the packaging is pretty much the same as it has been. There's the number 2, the little read-up that's on here. And, you know, Stu can tell us about this. You know, it says Rey is that's too far away. Let's try to get this in a little closer, at least so I can read it. Rey is a resilient survivor, a scavenger, tough-headed by a lifetime of dealing with cutthroats on a harsh desert world of Jakku. BB-8 is a spherical, loyal astrometric droid of the Resistance pilot Poe Dameron. So, it'll be interesting. I mean, Stu could tell us, how does Rey get a hold of BB-8? What's their relationship? What is it? Stu, you got to let us know. But in the comments down below, please, anybody that has seen the movie, at least opening weekend, leave your comments unspoilery. You know, things like, hey, that's cool, that's awesome. That's cool to do, but let other people have a chance to see this movie and experience it for themselves like you did. So let's keep the spoilery stuff at least through opening weekend, and then, you know, by that point, you know, we can probably talk about it a little bit more. So we'll stop the rambling here. Let's get Rey and BB-8 out of package, and we'll get a closer look at somebody that I think is probably related to a Skywalker. I'm just assuming. I'm assuming. But we'll be right back in a second. Don't go anywhere. And here is Rey out of her package. She looks really cool. Now, I've seen some people take Rey and do some custom work on her. There's a couple people out there in the Black Series group that are really doing a fantastic job in repainting the faces of some of the Black Series figures. My face doesn't appear to be too bad. I've seen some that are actually really kind of poor. There's just not enough shading into these, and it really shows you that some people, with just a simple paint, no other sculpting or anything has had to be done, that the actual sculpt of the figure is actually really good. It's just a poor paint apps or not enough of a color palette into the figure to really bring that out. Let's take a look at BB-8. This is somebody that I'm really kind of curious to see how BB-8 is going to interact. And it's so cool that BB-8 is a practical, I shouldn't say a practical effect. It's an effect, I guess, but it's a real, I would say, living, breathing robot. That it's not, she's not digital, and they're saying that BB-8 is a she. So I was curious how they were going to do her head. Obviously, it's not going to roll all the way around on the sphere, but close enough that you could get some good motion out of BB-8. So the head or the articulation on BB-8 here, the head just rotates back and forth. It's kind of like, not back and forth, you could probably see the little bit of a hole that's in there. So it kind of rotates in a 360, and then has a little bit of a, it's almost like the ball peg on an action figure, I'm assuming, because not only does it move left or right here, but it also moves left or right up in top of the dome too. So, and it can, she can look in a full 360. So very, very cool. And it's weighted. She's weighted down at the bottom, so she'll always kind of right herself back up. So that's really kind of cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how BB-8 interacts with like R2-D2 and C-3PO, what their screen time is like together. So this is a really cool accessory, and I'm half wondering if there's going to be a Black Series X-Wing, Pose X-Wing, and if so, will BB-8 be able to fit down inside of it? This particular BB-8, that'd be cool if she could, because we do see her in the film. Again, I know they made a TIE Fighter. The X-Wing would be even larger than the TIE Fighter, at least in length, so it'd be interesting. Let's bring up Rey. So now that we've all zoomed in on BB-8 here, the actual sculpt on Rey is not bad. You can see the likeness of Daisy in there. It's just some poor paint apps. The skin tone should probably be a little bit darker. If I can find the images, it's rather kind of late for me, so I probably won't put them up. But if you search any of the Facebook pages of the Black Series figures, you'll be able to see some custom work done of this figure. And it just makes her look like a completely new figure. And one that you would go, that looks exactly like the character. I mean, this isn't bad. It's not a bad sculpt. It's a poor paint job. She's really too light and looks very plastic-ish. So, I mean, I know she is plastic, but still. The sculpt work on her otherwise is rather pretty good. Just from what little we've seen of her so far, and the few trailers that we've seen. And I think this outfit calls very much back to Luke Skywalker, which I'm in the camp of saying I think she's a Skywalker. I really do. Now, somebody could say, well, maybe she's a Skywalker of, Princess Leia is technically a Skywalker, so maybe she's Han Solo and Princess Leia's daughter. I'm kind of thinking more maybe she's Luke's daughter. Although part of me thinks that Kylo Ren and Rey are brother and sister. That would not surprise me in the slightest. She comes with one other accessory, her staff, and again, we don't really know what she uses this for in the film. We kind of see her with it on the desert landscape of Jakku, and there's like a shoulder harness. It's rather stiff here, so I would have probably liked this to be just a little bit more pliable. So you could kind of put it around her a little bit, which, I mean, it works like so, maybe. This is the part where Rob breaks his figure that he just got a package. I'm assuming she puts this around her shoulder somehow. Something like this. I'm really doing this poorly. So, I mean, you get the idea. I would think probably in the movie that's how she's has it around her. We'll have to see in the movie for sure. So now that we're moving the figure all around, let's take a look at the articulation on Rey here. The head does move left to right and looks down very, very well. I mean, so she can see BB. Can look up in the air decent enough to maybe see like that scene where she's working on something and probably one of the downed Star Destroyers, and she sees a ship off in the distance. Arms go up to almost above a 90 degrees, so that's really nice. I think I have her shoulder twisted around. So they go all the way around. There we go. A swivel at the elbow, a hinge at the elbow, rotation in the hand, a hinge in the hand, No, oh, there is a waist turn. That was really well hidden. Kudos to, I about said Mattel, kudos to Hasbro. So it's a little bit of a ab rocker crunch diaphragm job that they got going on here. The legs go out. You can kind of see where the cut is. So out a little bit, not too much. The legs go forward about that much. And as I had it off frame there, I apologize. Due to the what I'm calling her tunic and the parts of her shirt a little bit, and I probably had her off frame. Her legs go out about that far. She has a rotation at the knee and a single bend at the knee. So no double joints on her, just due to her pants. And then she has a nope, the rotation is at the knee, a hinge and an ankle rocker. So that is Rey. Not much to talk about Rey, and you know, some of these figures. It's going to be interesting to look at these figures after the movie is out, and I cannot get this back in her hand to save my life. I don't want to pause the camera so you can see some. There we go. It'll be interesting once the movie's out to look back at these figures. Like, did my guess, any of my guesses pan out? So what I'd like to do now is bring up what I'm assuming is going to be the core group of good guys in the movie. And here's the trio that we're assuming is going to be in this new franchise of Poe Dameron, Rey, and Finn. Of course, we've got BB-8 here. I think the three look really good together. I would now that I do have Poe here, I would like to get him in his X-wing flight suit. I think that'd be pretty cool. Something that I can say now about Finn, that his shoes, I was kind of poking fun at the shoes. Oh, they look like real covered in sandy. They're kind of a sandal. In an interview with John Boyega, he pointed out his shoes and said these are his Stormtrooper shoes. So he is in fact wearing the Stormtrooper shoes. They are just very, very dirty. So not much to say in this review. It's a really good figure. I'm happy to have picked her up. Once I had Poe, I thought, well, if I only ever get Poe, that's fine. And then going to Kmart and basically getting Finn for next to nothing, I thought, well, now I need Rey. And I at least had the foresight to kind of hide Rey at my local Walmart, and I was surprised that she lasted there almost over a month, kind of hidden amongst some other stuff. So that's going to be the review. I know that she was a little short. It's a little late in the evening for me, as I've got one more day of work, and then on Friday I will go see the movie. I cannot wait. We're just literally days, a couple of days away. Some of you maybe in the UK have already seen the movie. Again, be cool with those of us that haven't seen it. Don't blast it all over Facebook. Don't go spoiling things for people. Let everybody have the weekend to enjoy. Let that be the Star Wars Christmas present we unwrap. Today we've been taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series Rey Jakku with BB-8. This is the last of the Force Awakens figures that I have currently. I don't know if I'm going to get a hold of. Now I'd kind of like to get Chewbacca with Han coming out. I do have one Black Series figure. I will save that for tomorrow, and then I will be through all of my Black Series figures. So thanks for watching Rob's Rogues / Rob's Rebellion, and watching me count down till Star Wars The Force Awakens. There's more Star Wars to come on my channel, and more superheroes. I've got a ton of superhero reviews coming up. It's going to be a really tough year to decide what's going to make my top 10 for this year. We will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.